And also why you were drawn to this particular call for a lot of us. Yeah.
That's true.
Rick, anything else you'd like to say here?
Oh, no. I think I'm...
No, you're happy.
Complete. That's lovely.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah.
Okay, now...
Thank you,
Tom.
Thank you, Rick, for
Thanks,
sharing
Rick.
that.
Yeah. Tom, as far as hypnosis goes, a hypnotic command, how long does it last? And how do you get rid of something? Does that mean that you have to have a long-term sessions over a specific period of time? How does it work?
That's a great question.
Obviously, there's progress. Because I know that some people would feel better and then they just give it up like anyone, you know. My doctor gave me some pills, and I've taken them 1, 2, 3 of them, and I'm feeling great, and then drops it. People do that all the time, you know. They forget that this kind of thing jumps up again because it's located pretty deeply in your psyche. Yeah.
Right, and that's how I was going to answer. It really depends on the individual and how deep that issue is. A lot of issues are not on the surface at all. You know, I just kind of feel bad and don't know why. And it can point to a lot of things. But it really depends on the individual how many sessions they would have to have.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking that if it was something that was very easy to handle, it would be easy to handle it consciously, and it would just go. So the fact alone that it's something keeps on presenting itself.
That is very true if somebody is taking responsibility for their lives. But if they're still in that victim consciousness, it could be staring them right there.
There's a lot of us out there.
You know, it could be staring them right in the face, and they're going to think that it's not have anything to do with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, people keep talking about the law of attraction. They say, well, why did it happen? I was walking in the street, everything was fine, and I had this most amazing day, and I had pre-paved the day, and everything fantastic, and suddenly this pot plant dropped off the first floor and hit me on the head. How could that have happened, etc.? You know, and I think that's partly part of it. It's really hard for us to remain in a good feeling place. I think it's one of the hardest things to do, because what you're seeing now in your life is actually just a manifestation that you created a while ago already. So what's showing up here now it really isn't true. Don't you think someone played a really dirty trick on us by putting us in a situation like this? Or did we really try it? Did we really choose it?
Well, I think that delay you're talking about with the manifestation is quickening, and I would say if something dropped on my head and I didn't have any kind of intention for it happening, I would look at that and go, okay, now my higher self, which is, you know, the true part of us, is, you know, maybe they are stopping me in my tracks for some reason, so that I don't get hit by a car when I turn the corner, you know?
Okay, so you're really saying, but you're saying then that everything that happens is a gift for you. Isn't that a good way to look at it? I mean, it's a bit mushy, you know, and it's a bit psychobabble-ish, you know. But I mean, if you look at something and say, okay, fine, this thing's, what is in this that I can use for myself?
Right.
That helps, though,
you go, you know, I don't know why this is happening, and most people would think that this is really funky. But, you know, all I'm going to do is I'm going to observe it. I'm not going to judge it. And I'm going to move through it and see what comes. I don't know why it's happening, but I know that something good is going to come from this. You know, you could take you're driving along and you get a flat tire, right? And you go, geez, you know, this is going to make me late for work, and why did this happen? I certainly didn't intend this, and blah, blah, blah. And then somebody pulls up behind you, and it's the love of your life. You know what I'm saying? That's the way you have to look at things. Things that are so-called negative.
So it isn't necessarily something fantastic, but you can turn it into something that serves you.
Right, because stuff just is. We're the ones that make it good or bad. We're the ones that say, oh, that's bad, or that's good. You know, taking the flat tire example, we go, gee, that's bad, but you drive into the tire shop, and the owner of the tire shop is going, that's good. It's the same event, right? It's a flat tire. It just is.
Yeah. There's actually a lot that I want to ask you. It's falling out of my head here and there. I'm trying to remember. Now that I've got you stuck in the corner and I've got you in front of witnesses, now I can ask you some kind of all those amazing questions I've always
Okay, don't forget,
okay, well,
I interview you on my show too, Nina.
Oh my God. You've always been very nice to me on your show. Okay, I also wanted to say to you that, there's something else I want to talk to you about. The law of attraction. I find that in my work and in my channeling and my coaching, I find that it's turned into some kind of cult, and I'll tell you what. People feel that if they're not happy, if they don't show happiness all the time, then there's somehow something wrong with them. And they feel rejected by others, which is absolutely true, who are law of attraction people and who are part of the community they are part of. How does one get people out of that mindset? How do you make them realize that we don't want to create another sect here? We don't want to create a cult. This isn't a cult. It's just a way of thinking. It doesn't matter if you feel bad. If people don't want to react to you, they're just scared that if they give attention to it, it's going to happen to them too. How do you handle that kind of thing with your clients?
Well, it would be on an individual basis, but I know exactly what you're talking about because I went to see Esther Hicks do her Abraham.
Did?
Yeah.
I hate you. When did you do that? When was that?
It was about, I don't know, maybe 8 months ago, 9 months ago. But anyway, of course, I was there for, I wanted to expand my mind and learn as much as I could. And I don't want to be judgmental, okay? But I got to be a little judgmental here because a lot of those folks a lot of those people in the audience, it was almost like Esther was God, and Abraham was God, and these people, they go to every seminar and they buy every book and they buy every tape and workshop and and nothing changes for them. It's almost like they have replaced, they're still not taking responsibility for their lives. I mean, here the information coming through Esther is phenomenal, but apply it, people. Start utilizing it.
That's something that I've noticed as well. And on calls like these, for example, to me it's about an open mind, right? And it's about recognizing the message and not necessarily putting the person or the people on a pedestal.
Right.
And we don't want to create another religion. What Abraham are wanting to say and what they're trying to do is they're trying to say to us, listen, we want to teach you to be who you are. We want to teach you to be who you are. We want to teach you how big you are, and we want to teach you that in the end, as Abraham says, we would very much like to be obsolete.
And so as far as people that, they latched on to the law of attraction as a kind of cult, they really have to stop and take notice. And maybe it's as simple as, taking them aside and saying, hey, this is almost becoming a religion for you, huh?
Well, don't you think it's something we all go through? I also went through that stage, really,
Yeah.
I think the problem is when one gets stuck in it, and also who are we to judge? If it works for them, it works for them, huh?
Right. And, it's funny, I kind of bring that up in the manuscript book, because when you really start identifying with who you really are as opposed to your ego part of you, you start to realize that we're all facets of this one energy. That's the reason I call the book The Manuscript Awakening into Oneness. We're all unique facets of this one energy. Okay, so to focus on and identify with that part of us gives us the opportunity, a better viewpoint on living on the planet with others, knowing that it's the same energy, just a different set of clothes. And so when you start talking about New Age or spirituality or law of attraction, folks, you have to be careful that you don't create separation again, because
that's exactly what I've been that's what I've been feeling.
That's the problem with the world as it is. We've become separated, well, I'm white and you're black, and I'm this religion and you're that religion, or I'm
pro this and I'm anti that.
Yeah, and so it's all of this separation, and people forget that we're all this one energy having different experiences, okay? And so live and let live, do what you want to do as long as it doesn't harm others, right? And so when you say, well, I'm spiritual and you're not, you're part of the same problem, because you're separating yourself.
So what you're following in order to try to expand yourself is doing exactly the opposite. It's just reinforcing an old pattern,
Right. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, guys, I've taken up most of the call, but I'm sure that these have been questions that you seeing that you were sitting there in awe, I asked them for you. I loved having you. So we've got another 5 minutes or so to go. So is there any question that anyone may want to ask at this point? Okay, people are pretty quiet. Poor Lise is not on the call at all. She's bounced off completely, so I've just taken over the console. Anyway, at this point, anything else you would like to say, Tom?
Well, I think I'd like to expand a little bit on that concept that we're all one. And because it is so important, I think that is part of the shift that we are coming up here with 2012, that we really will awaken to the fact that we're all one family. And the only real choice that we have is love. All the emotions can be broken down into love or fear. The only real choice that we have is love. And if we can look at a perfect stranger and love them with the same kind of love that we would give our child, let's say, or our mate, the same kind of love with a perfect stranger, what a world that would be. Everybody loving like that, We're all one big family. We're all one big energy. We all come from the same place, and we all have a unique perspective to share.
Yes, we do. And in the meanwhile, we're all playing our little game and doing the very best we can, not so. Anyway, we are 3 minutes short of the hour. I'm going to end the call. Lise is back on the call. Hi, Lise. Welcome.
Hello. I'm sorry, I've been having trouble coming in and out. It's been It's been interesting.
Well, it's been. You know what? When this starts happening, just get going and drop off. You can always listen to the recording later. Yeah.
Yes,
Gillian,
I can.
Gillian, there seems to be some activity on your side. Would you like to ask a question?
Oh, that's interesting. I was just thinking about something, but I guess somehow the button got pressed. I wasn't actually going to say it, but I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess. Let me just say it. I wanted to ask Tom, because I guess I came on a little late. Does he also channel?
Yes, he's a channel.
Okay, I was going to say. I don't do it. I don't know. I think we all channel, and some people just have a name to go with it. So I think we all channel. I think that's the guidance. That's that still small voice that's there to help us.
So, Gillian, I picked up the Tom channel. How long was it, Tom? A year, 2 years ago? And I think Tom had the choice to externalize it the way I do and call the guys or girl the name or whatever and then run with it. And Tom decided to disintegrate it into who he really is. So Tom is a channel. I believe a lot of what he says is channeled material. The books are channeled material. But he's decided.
That's what I feel too. That's why I decided to ask that.
Exactly. Yeah. So it takes one channel to recognize another channel. Hey.
Yeah.
Tom, everybody who's been on the call, I loved having all of you. I love your energy. I love your love. Yeah, and from me, from Tom, from all of us, everybody else, we love you, and thank you very much for being on the call. And thank you, Lisa, and of course, thank you, Trey. Bye, guys. Have a lovely day.